today's lesson, we're gonna kind of move away from the striking now, and we're gonna get into a volley. So volley does have the same kind of thing as striking, where you can use your hands to hit the ball, or you can use something like a tennis racket. Some of you that have been here remember that we would do a lollipop paddle with this activity. But volleying can mean a few different things. You can volley to keep the ball up, or the balloon. We're going to use balloons because it's a little easier. And then, or you can volley to keep the ball across with a partner. Or you can volley while doing some different things and using some different body parts. So I'm going to show you some different ways that we want to volley with a balloon. If you have a balloon, fantastic. You don't have to go out and buy one. You can use those HEB sacks and roll them up into a ball, right? The ones we use for scarves. You can use a ball, beach ball, or a heavier ball. Just remember that the heavier the object, the faster it's gonna fall, right? My balloon is pretty light. It falls a lot less. You can even use clothing, your socks, things like that, that you're gonna keep up in the air that we're gonna be doing today. So I am gonna post an assessment after this lesson that kind of tells you how many times you were able to do each one. So simple one, right? We're just gonna use our hands. You can keep it up in the air like this. You can use this way. And this also works on your hand-eye coordination. If the balloon does move, I do have to track it. In order to hit it, I can move my body to go with it, okay? When we think of volley, we think a lot of volleyball, but other sports do have that hand-eye tracking, right? They may not have where you have to keep it in the air, but it does still have that hand-eye coordination with the tracking available. So this is gonna kind of be some challenges. So I want you to see how many times you can keep the balloon up in the air with your hands, just like I just showed you. And you can even challenge yourself if it's too easy and just use one hand, or maybe my left hand since I'm right hand dominant, okay? So that's gonna be the first challenge. How many times are you able to keep it up here? My next challenge though, I can use my head. That becomes a little more soccer, right? Volleying that way. But I am gonna try to use and keep it up with just my head. And I have to kind of really get under it as I'm doing that. Sticking with that same sport, I can try to see what it's like to use my feet to volley and keep the balloon up in the air. Okay? If you want to make it really difficult or maybe challenge yourself a little bit, you can even use things like your elbow. Okay? Or your knee. But you can make it really fun. If you don't have a balloon, I would maybe recommend like the HEB Walmart kind of bags. They're gonna fall a little lighter than a ball. If you have a ball, you can still use that. I don't know, maybe see if a crumbled piece of paper works, right? A lot faster. But we are gonna put an assessment up just to see what kind of things you use to keep up in the air and what body parts and how well that was able to work. Okay, boys and girls, have fun volleying.